Hello and welcome to another fire alarm tech video, this time a very special Christmas video, all made possible by some good friends at Honeywell. Let's get started. All right, we're gonna get right into it, but you might notice we are not in our standard place. First of all, we're taking a look at all these brand new L series system sensor low frequency sounders. This one in particular is the P2WL-LF. It's got a 520 hertz sounder with a strobe in it and fire lettering. If we follow our wire down, there's a smoke detector in this closet now. We'll get there in a little bit. Down here at the next device, we have an HWL-LF. So this is an L series, just sounder, no strobe, no lettering either. And we've got an NBG12LX down there. Coming up this way, we have a smoke detector overhead now. You might notice the system's a little bit bigger than it used to be. Next closet down here in the basement, we have a smoke detector in here. Follow that wire a little bit, come through this way, and you'll see another smoke detector over the sitting area. That's just a residential smoke. We're not really interested in that. Follow this wire back, and we are at our next sounder, sounder. It is a ceiling mounted one. I don't have any spot to put a ceiling mounted device right now. It looks actually really nice on the wall though. I kind of like the way it looks anyway. This is the HWLF. So these are all L series devices. They look fantastic. I really like them, but there's more. First of all, there's another NBG12LX down here as well. Inside the original panel room, you'll notice we've got the system sensor low frequency sounder, and if we follow this down, we'll be hitting an NBG10L. So it does have a lock on it. It's great. We'll give that a pull a little bit later. Down this way, we did clean up our wire here a bit. We have a heat detector up here. We're eventually going to be putting a smoke detector up here. It's just not ready yet. The back box is giving me some grief, and I don't really have more smoke detectors right now. Finally, we got two wires, one of which is new, and that's running through those hooks. The other one is the older one that's still taped to the EMT. That's going to get swapped out at some point, just for the rest of the rewire, but we have an ion smoke in here. The rest of them are photoelectric. This one is ion. Because it's in the furnace room, it's more likely to get combustible fires. Last sounder we have is an HGWL-LF. So that is a single gang sounder. All of these are low frequency. These are all L series. The other one was the traditional advanced series. And down here we have the Fire-Lite BG8. Finally, you might have noticed, I don't have simplex stuff up anymore. I have something a little bit better, something I've missed. Oh yes. It is the MS9200 UDLS is up again. It lives once more. This is the same panel that we had before. The wiring in here is super clean now. I've got everything neatened up. Some work to do. Nothing's got labels in the programming yet. I just haven't had time. I've been staying up until like 3 a.m. It is actually Christmas Day right now. I promise you that. So I'm trying to get all this done so that we are good to go here. So we're going to go ahead and hit it up right now. But this is the common problem with the BG10, and this is why we do system tests, is because the BG10Ls need to be replaced. All the BG10s really. There we go. gonna go ahead and silence that. The rest of the system we're probably gonna walk test, but I do still want to test temporal 4, so we'll do that in a minute as well. Before we do our temporal 4 tones, we're gonna go ahead and do a walk test first. As you saw, this one kind of works in terms of the button, but obviously the lever doesn't work too well. So I might need to replace my poor BG10 soon with at least a different switch. But let's get into the rest of the system because there's a lot to see. First of all, we do have our lovely smoke detector. It is an audible walk test. So hopefully we'll get some fun sounds coming out of it. All right, so there's our sync kicked in and everything. Go ahead and give the BG8 a pull. Find the right key. Here we got our This is the first official time I'm testing kind of everything in the system. I did check a lot of it last night when I was putting it all together. But obviously this is kind of a large expansion, so that's a little close to that smoke detector, so let's hope we don't set off the whole house. Into this closet. It's going to be really dark in here, but you can kind of see it up there. Camera accounts for the low light. So one of the things that I learned last night is that it's really critical that you actually air these things out before you reset the panel. And the reason for that is if you don't, it might actually cause some issues in that you might get a dirty level 2 trouble on a device. The reason dirty level 2 is a problem is because it is technically supposed to be a quote-unquote permanent sign that you need to replace the detector. Now, I found that the way to get around the dirty level 2 trouble is to take the detector head down. The system will not go into trouble. It won't get an invalid reply trouble, which is already a red flag because it means that the system's kind of stopped paying attention to the device in question. But what we have to do then is take it down, reset the panel, and it will then reset and start ignoring the device, clean out the detector head, and then put it back up, and then you shouldn't get your dirty level 2 trouble. If it comes back, then you know it's definitely a bad detector, so. So this one here is actually a BG12L. There's a module behind it. All of these have their own addresses now. Nothing sharing or anything, which is really nice. But the reason I have that is because I don't have another LX series. The address that's written up there is not from me and it's wrong, so it goes. So at this point, the whole system is functional. Oh, I do have to test a heat detector. As usual, I don't have a heat gun, but I do have magnets. So let's get up to that heat detector. Hit that real quick. Casual disclaimer and reminder that magnets are not an approved way of testing any detectors. All right, real quick. If we view the summary, we've tested seven detectors, 4 modules, untested 1 module. That's this one, because I already hit it, I didn't do it again. All right, So we'll get the system reset. I'll put everything in temporal 4 so we can all hear that. All right, everything's set to temporal 4, except that one, of course, because it's not compatible. We're gonna try to activate it with the drill button to see how that goes. Merry Christmas, everybody. All right, it sounds like these other ones are all in sync with each other. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. No, they're not. That's interesting. So I wonder if temporal 4 is just something that it's not capable of syncing. Maybe just with the older panel. I don't really know. So you can kind of hear it waving through the whole thing. It just seems like it's getting further and further apart. All right, there's our silence. Our strobe's still going. All right, we'll try to do a reset. I really don't. So that's what they do when you reset. When they lose power, they just all let out whatever they have left over, charged up. So that's kind of funny. All right, guys. Well, that is the new system. We are 100% up and running. Back on Fire-Lite. This is really how this is going to stay for now, kind of forever. The 4010 was nice, but it's just too much, really, to handle. When you're not a Simplex person, like somebody who actually works for Simplex, it's really difficult. Thanks again to Honeywell for hooking me up with all of these devices. And I should say there's one more that I'm kind of excited about. So let's go take a quick look at it. Unfortunately, I don't have a panel compatible with this device. But some of you might remember seeing all these devices that I'm talking about at ISC West when I discussed them in my videos from ISC. This is a wireless Swift compatible base. All you do, any L-series device, this one's particularly designed for ceiling, which is why that ceiling mount device over there would fit really well in this. But any L-series device should fit in this regardless. And you just take that device, pop it on here, and that's it. You've got a wireless device. It did come with batteries, and if we were to open it up, you just see kind of a spot for the batteries. It's super simple, and then you just program it with Swift, and you're good to go. It makes an addressable wireless device. You can get low battery alerts and everything. So wireless isn't generally preferred. Wired is still preferred in most senses. The only reason you would use wireless is if you're in an old building or something where it's just simply not cost effective to run the wire. Maybe there's too much liability if it's a historic building. This is the solution to that. It's really cool. I'd love to get a chance to give it a test at some point, but I don't currently have a Swift compatible panel. So we'll see what happens down the road. But I do have one. I'm very excited for it. I think it's really cool. Thank you again to Honeywell and System Sensor for making this video possible with these devices. I think they're fantastic devices and absolutely love it. So guys, once again, thanks for watching and Merry Christmas.